Greetings and welcome to another part of the project 304. This is the state of the model when we last have seen it, and in this part we will actually add both a hangar base and the main engines. In the end it would look like this. So we will add this hangar bay, this hangar bay, and both main engines. So let's take a look at the assemblies themselves. Okay, so here it is. So we have this part with those rectangular holes and two pins inside that goes through. So we have this massive piece. This is actually 12-hour long print. We have the front piece. It has holes here, and this part, as you can see, have pins. Then we have the back piece. It will insert here and here, and this piece go through those two pins through those rectangular holes. Then we have a bottom piece, and it has a pin that goes inside the front piece and this little knob. Now I will hide this one for now. Here we also have this part that has the pin here and here, and that kind of clicks those two parts together. It will be very well visible, but now we have big engines and small engines, and we have these three small knobs that go inside and big knobs that go also inside, but they are, as you can see, they put those two parts together. And also the engines basically go through this part and this part, so they hold them together as well, and this part also holds them together. Okay, and these two parts basically click here, so they hold the front part together, and that's it. Okay, the right way is the same exact things, though mirror. So I will skip that and go straight to engines. And with engines, it's relatively straightforward. So we have this part and its counterpart. We have this part that goes to the hole in the ship, and this piece goes through this hole. Another piece that is inserted via this knob into this part, into the hole, and it has a knob as well, so this will click to the ship. And then this piece, once again, it has knob that goes through the hole. Another pair. Now, as you can see, it's obviously floats in space, but don't worry, it floats. Now the front nozzles and the connectors, and they go through the nozzle, through that part to this part. So it holds everything together. And that's it. So we will basically print that out and assemble together. And before we go, only take a look. Here you can see those knobs. They go to those holes. Okay, so that's it. So let's take a look and let's go to print it out.
Okay, so here we have the parts for the left bay. Now, before we start with the assembly, I have to point out that, well, my original spray ran out, so I ordered a new one, the same supplier, the same color. Unfortunately, I don't know how well it will be visible, but the difference in color is quite big. Anyway, because of the COVID situation, the hobby shops are closed, so I will no longer use the e-shop. I will wait until it's reopened and then go directly there and choose the correct one because I cannot find it on their e-shop. So that's why the bay will have different color. That's just temporary. Yeah, bear it in mind, please. Also, I already inserted this part in here and this little pin. Those two are already here as well, simply to, you know, not waste time. But anyway, this pin simply comes here, okay, like this, and the third pin comes here, so like this. Okay, so let's assemble it. So we take the bottom part, this is the top part, and simply now we have a 6 pin here and 3 holes here, so we simply put them together. Okay, it's together. Now we will add the front. As you can see, it's already painted. Okay, and the front. Now here we have those two little connectors. They have pins, and here we have a corresponding holes. So we simply put them in place like this. Okay, and then, oh, I forgot. Okay, and now we will take this part and we will simply insert it here. Now here we have two holes, so we take this part, we have two pins, and simply snap it in place, so it's held together. And now we will take all those engines. Now you can see those are small holes for smaller engines, and bigger holes for bigger engines. And last but not least, we have this part and these two pins. We will put the pins inside and we will simply put them into those two holes like this. Okay, so that's basically it, and the left hangar bay is assembled. So now we will take the ship and it has 3 big holes here and this pin. Now we have 3 rods here and the pin goes here. So we simply insert it. Okay, now it's in place, and we take all 4 pistons and simply snap it in place. Okay, and the hangar bay is attached. Now, as you can see, it holds quite well, but I can say it's already starting to get kind of heavy, and we don't even have the second one nor the superstructure, but yeah, it kind of feels heavy now. Now, obviously, the color scheme is disgusting. When I will buy the original paint spray, I will detach it and correct it. It shouldn't be a problem. I will then also add something inside those engines to make different colors, but yeah. Anyway, that's it. As you can see, that's the model so far. So now you can see that the second hangar bay is attached. I didn't really bother to film it because it was exactly the same as before. The only thing that I would like to mention is that I bought the correct paint, and even though it's the exact same one, the previous one was not the same one, it was different type, but this one is exact same on it. I can help myself, it feels a little brighter than the rest, but in grain scale of things I don't think it looks that bad. So it looks like this. And here we actually will continue today because we will have to attach the main engines. So I will lay it like this. So like this, so it's visible, and we can start now. Those 2 connectors, I paid them today, but that freaking paint does not want to dry, so it's still a little bit wet. That is why I don't lay them here, but have them in this position. Hopefully everything will work. So first we need those parts, and they belong here into those holes. So simply insert them inside like this. The groove here has to face upward. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. Now the same here. Ah. Mhm. Okay, and now we have the motors or engines, nozzles inside. I will put this. Hopefully it will all. Mm, the color isn't really sticking that well, but doesn't matter. I will. Yeah, well, here I made a really big allowance tolerance. Uh, yeah, then I will make it smaller, and now the whole thing comes here. Okay, so I actually managed to broke this one because I'm a moron. But this one I will be more careful. Okay, and it's inserted. Okay, now we have this nozzle and this, and it simply put it there. But because I didn't do it correctly, there is now a very big tolerance. So basically here was no tolerance at all, and here is a big one. So yeah, I could reprint those, but I don't really want to. So I think I will simply do it like this and use a little bit of glue. Okay, so I eventually decided to simply glue it on. So yeah, I'm a lazy bastard. So this is how it looks now. As I said, I will probably paint it with the same color as those. Yeah, I think it would look better. But that's the ship so far. So as you can see, only the superstructure and the rail guns, or the guns themselves, and it would be finished. Okay, so I guess that will be all for now. As I said, the engines will be corrected, and the files will be corrected, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, and so I guess that is all for now. Okay, little afternote. I eventually reprinted the broken piece. So it didn't really hold well, so I simply uploaded the edited files and reprinted it. So this engine is actually now up to date. This is obsolete. So you will have it like this, and it works perfectly. I didn't need anything. I simply plugged everything in and it worked. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that. Okay, so that's all for this video, and bye bye.